Yeah, welcome to today's video. So, guys, we are continuing with our series on lessons from Mahatma Gandhi. The 7 lessons that Gandhi pointed out that can destroy any society. So, we want to have continue our conversation for us to continue to learn and continue to see how these lessons can continue to guide our behaviors and actions towards getting it right in our personal lives, in our community life, in our family lives, and in our society lives in general. It's very important because many a times some knowledge that has been discovered by mankind are lying waste and fallow on the shelf without anybody making use of it. That's why sometimes we try to spotlight some of these knowledge that are in the archives so that it will continue to ring and continue to bombard our consciousness and propel us into taking action in that direction. That's the goal. So, in our previous videos, we have done 5 videos on lessons from Mahatma Gandhi about 7 things that can destroy us. Today, we are going to do the 61, the penultimate quality that Gandhi identified that can destroy any society. So we did video on wealth without work, politics without principle, worship without sacrifice, you know, commerce without morality, and then knowledge without character. Today, we are going to dwell on pleasure without conscience. How does that sound to you? Gandhi identified the characteristic of people having pleasure without recourse to conscience as one of the things that can destroy any society. This is amazing, guys. I remember what happened back in the days when I was in the university. Yeah, during this period of cultism, there was one morning we came to school, and there was a clash between two cult groups. I witnessed this thing. It happened in my very eyes. That one of the hit guys gunned down an opponent. And as the opponent was down in the pool of his blood, dead, police and security operatives, they've already combed the entire school environment. They immediately rounded up that guy that shot that individual. And immediately they rounded him up. And it was obvious to him that these are security agents. Do you know this guy instantly started shedding tears? That means he loved his own life. He's afraid of his own life. But he took pleasure in killing someone else without conscience. You see, guys. So this thing happens all over the places, whereby people consider only their pleasure. There is a biblical account about what happened between Jezebel and Naboth. Jezebel, King Ahab, and Naboth's story. We all know that story very well. When King Ahab approached Naboth for a piece of land that is close to Ahab's residence, owned by Naboth, and Naboth refused because Naboth argued that this was his own father's inheritance to him. So Ahab, being a king, got despondent over that refusal because he feels that he has a sense of entitlement that whatever he wants in the land of Israel, he must get it as a king. When he came back, disappointed, depressed, you know, and despondent, he told the wife, Jezebel, the story. And Jezebel now cheered him up and told him not to worry, that if he is not the king of Israel, that is the only time he will not be able to get this in. And Jezebel went into, you know, plotting against Naboth. We all know the story. Eventually, Naboth was killed and they took that land. That is a classical case of pleasure without conscience. That's my point. So, guys, there's so many of these things that happen in our contemporary time. You see people by virtue of their privileged position in government, they keep on misappropriating the public funds to their own good. You even see a lot of people who reserve employment positions for their children yet unborn. These are classical examples of pleasure without conscience. You see, and this is how this circle, a vicious circle continues, and our society is constantly strangled and constantly on a downward spiral, and everybody is wondering what is happening to us. It is human factor, it is human behavior that Gandhi has identified as pleasure without conscience. So, in your own space, check yourself. What are you doing that you are taking undue advantage of people that are kept in your care as a teacher, as a director, as a bank manager, as a lawyer, as a medical doctor, whichever field you find yourself? Are you enjoying pleasure without corresponding care for conscience? Are you doing anything that is hurting someone else, but you don't care because it gives you pleasure? So you ask yourself this question. You search your conscience because you know better. Because this is a clear case of individual strength of character. Because if you can do it and get away with it, if the Lord did not catch up with you, you might think that, you are smart. But remember, there is the ultimate being that is watching everybody from above, who will met out our individual reward at the appropriate time. Karma is real. So, which position are you occupying today in our society, or have you occupied in the past that you use to, apportion and allot pleasure to yourself while making the next person to suffer for it? You use people's money, you go and use it to bank so that you get interest instead of paying people, especially retirees, the senior citizens. That is pleasure without conscience. So many of these examples abound today. You can see that the problem we are facing in our society is actually man-made. That's why William Shakespeare said that the problem is not in our stars, but in ourselves. So we are the cause of our problem, simply because of this nature and attributes of pleasure without conscience. Because some people within the society, especially those occupying positions of authority, can do anything just to please themselves. There's this popular saying in capitalism system of economy that a capitalist can use the blood of a servant to convert it to fuel in order to fuel his generator and enjoy his AC, instead of you know sparing that servant and use and look for alternative ways, or instead of him not to enjoy that pleasure. Yes, it is a metaphor to describe the type of high level self centeredness and some contradictions that we observe in capitalist system of economy. So, guys, think about it today. What pleasure are you enjoying today? And who is paying for it? Who is bearing the brunt of that pleasure you are enjoying? Search your conscience. And you have to put a stop to it today, because Gandhi has identified it and we have experienced it as reality, that pleasure without conscience is one of the things that will destroy our society. So that thing you are doing to somebody, that thing you are enjoying, imagine if the table turns and you are at the other side of the table. Will you feel good about it? Think about it as you share this video. This video might be what someone else is waiting for to change from the negative to the positive. This might be the video that someone else is waiting for that illumination and enlightenment of mind to become a better person, to become an improved individual. So please don't watch alone. Share this video. Follow me on my YouTube, on my Facebook page at Ubuntu TV, and subscribe to my YouTube channel also at Ubuntu TV. So I hope this video, you know, makes sense to you, and I hope you must have learned one or two lessons from this video. So please, thank you, and watch out for my next